Hello, welcome to my channel. The time now is 12:30 a.m. the 16th of Wednesday. My topic today about a little short version of Jim Thorpe. He attended the Carlisle Indian School in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Jim Thorpe was a Native American Indian. He was born 1887. He passed away in 1953. His coach name was Pop Warner. He was a good coach, I heard, but he was a horrible individual. He did things to protect his own reputation. Um, he tried like he didn't know about Jim Brown getting paid to play baseball for the Giants. He ran track and he won the Olympic gold in Stockholm, Sweden. And when he came back, um, Warner, the coach, tried to pretend he didn't know that. He sent them and seven other Indians, Jim Thorpe, to there, and he tried like he didn't know nothing about it to protect his own reputation. And they give him all the credit, and it really was Jim Thorpe, the one that created NFL football for people to look at. And a great unjust was done to him, and he had a son, Jim Thorpe Jr. He passed away at 3, and Jim Thorpe did a lot of great things. They compared him to an athlete like Bo Jackson. 'Cause Bo Jackson did the same thing. He played sports. He ran track. He was a high jumper in school, and they was telling you all the stuff that Bo Jackson did, similar to what Jim Thorpe did. And they tried like they fired him. He was getting paid, to play baseball, but that was just to get him out the way. So they never gave him back his Olympic gold medal. I'm gonna find out um, about Jim Thorpe, more about him. When I go to Foxwood, I met some of his Jim Thorpe people that's still living. They took his tribe's money and everything. They just demolished that tribe and stuff like that. And I think Jim Thorpe, if I'm not mistaken, he was a dancer, and he did a lot of great things. And they got a Jim Thorpe Community Center named after him. And I have to find out if they ever gave back his Olympic gold medals to his family. And he played baseball in 1912. That's why I say he played baseball for the Giants. That's an old baseball team too. And he was on an all Indian football team. I think that school might be still there in Carol, Caroline, Pennsylvania, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, uh, Indian Industrial School. And I'm just trying to shed light on some Native American heroes that people don't talk about. And another one I'm going to talk about, Washi. He was a Shoshone chief, and we have heroes too, but they play them on a low key because they don't like you have to do this stuff and research your stuff about Indians and stuff like that. He did create NFL football, what you see today, and but they try to act like Pop Warner did it and stuff like that because he was a European descent person, and I know about what he did, and that's why I wanted to share this little segment about Jim Thorpe and Washington, Washington. Uh, my mother come from that tribe, the Shoshone, in Wyoming, in Oklahoma, and other places that Shoshones came from. Um, their language come from like what they speak. It's like a dialect got the Aztec language in it too, the Shoshones. And but I just wanted to shed that little light on y'all too. And that's what I was talking about Jim Thorpe. To keep his legacy alive, you have to keep talking about it. But sometimes it's like you don't practice your Constitution um, rights. They go away, even though I don't want to talk about them YouTubers that always going in banks and stuff and post office. Um, like I said, a lot of times what they do, it ain't got nothing to do with the Constitution. They do simple things to make money. Like they go in parking lots, always looking at police cars. You don't see no news people do that. They trying to just do things to make money that ain't got nothing to do with the Constitution. When a person tells them, it's like you can't get through their head. Their head is thick like a brick or quicksand. When you tell them that they can't go in a place, and even when they see a sign, they walk past there. They could like he tried to stand the cop down to my this was public. He said that's federal, and they love to throw that in your face like we pay your salary. And I heard that lady Karen tell a cop, "I'm your master." I told you that's what they think cops is, that we your masters. That's slavery. Nobody gonna listen to that. But enough of them fools. I gotta keep a clear mind. Um, Jim Thorpe was a great athlete, and y'all can look him up, and it's more about him. They got videotapes on him, um, DVDs, books, and stuff on Jim Thorpe. They used to give the Jim Thorpe award out when you got the Heisman Trophy. I don't even know if they still give it out because O.J. Simpson um, got the Heisman Trophy. Then he had the Jim Thorpe Award and stuff like that because he contributed a lot, and he didn't get too much credit about it. He don't get credit, but it just I just want to do this little segment on the Jim Thorpe, um, uh, Jim Thorpe, little version of what I'm, talking about. We have heroes too, and he was one of them. I'm sorry his son didn't get to live a long time. He got he must was sick because he died at 3 years old, and I know he got family walking around today because I have met some of them in Foxwood, and they told me they was Jim Thorpe's relatives, like cousins and things like that. He took so much from my people, and I dare people come along and say that they not who they say they because you can't produce paperwork prove that you're a United States citizen. They don't have to. That's a white man forced that policy, and people always listen to that. Y'all go by paperwork. I said before, paperwork is illegal. So that's not gonna make him say that he's approved yet. Y'all always do it to my wait a minute when I went go back to Dean Holloway when he said that old people can't prove that they single they ain't got no birth certificate stuff. That stuff was forced upon us. You don't have to have no birth certificate. The Indians been here for thousands of years and stuff like that. And they found an Indian burial ground underneath the World Trade Center when that building got knocked down. Guys are working there. So I don't understand how people can follow paperwork. Paperwork is going really supposed to be your birth certificate is a stock bond. You look at it real good, it looks just like a stock bond. You can even go and find out what you worth in the market. You can't get nothing for it. They got it like that. It's a war breakout. They make you go fight another country. That's why they like to keep track of everybody. When people get that through their head, I don't need my ancestors don't have to prove who they are because this world's so twisted. Everybody thinking that they was here first, and they do got proof. If they would like what I was saying, I'm not trying to take nothing from nobody. If black people was here first, so-called black person, how come they found slave boats that brought them here? And some people that don't want to admit, like my wife said, a lot of people are just mad because what happened to them. They don't want to be reminded of slavery because Europeans did have um, African American people in slavery, and you got to do your like research on this stuff. What I'm telling you is the truth. All this is part of the Jim Thorpe and other things I'm talking about. Um, but Jim Thorpe, you can look him up. There's a lot of stuff on him in the library about books and DVDs. He was a great dancer, all that stuff. I think he did a couple of solid movies too and stuff like that. Doing interviews when they did that to him. He was making money from getting paid, for his pictures to support himself. They took all that from him, and when I was saying people keep on, I bet y'all won't tell these people that I don't go by paperwork. I know they got it now because all that was bought here. Taxes, all that stuff come out of the mill, out of Israel. And when he said that, so that means he followed um, paperwork, Social Security card, all that's illegal and stuff like that. All these states are corporations and they make money. So y'all be way off. And people that keep on trying to say that natives, it's like people hate indigenous people, but they should be like hating the European man that causing all this mess. But you don't never hear them hold them accountable. They want to pick on other people. They other ethnic people background, even if they doing something wrong, let God handle them. Like if they worship something and you can't like say people all is evil. And they got it out like anybody know. I keep telling people paperwork is illegal. That's why indigenous people don't like paperwork, even though you have to deal with it. It's illegal. So how can paper make you prove who you are and stuff like that? You can even hear some Native Indians say they like my mother's tribe. They've been here for thousands and thousands of years, and I'm not trying to take nothing from nobody because I know African Americans have created a lot of stuff in this country, and they don't get too much recognition either for what they did, but also Indians don't get recognition, or the white man got y'all hating Indians, and they convince y'all uh, otherwise. They got two people hating one another. Well, not too much indigenous people. Other people, you know, always try and say a Native American. What makes him is he's Asian and Caucasian, and that's not even true. I keep telling people, God gave certain. So y'all never heard this stuff, but I know some people don't believe the Bible. But everything that's not written in the Bible don't mean it didn't happen. These stories go back thousands and thousands of years ago. I have heard Indians say they come from the sky people. That means the Creator gave angels the special ability to create other people, and that's how some natives came about. And everybody keeps, oh, we was always here. I said, if you was always here, why they keep? I even talk about in other video. Why slave boats that found, and those slave boats are not no plant they got when they found one in the south. That's where the people descended from that guy. What I talked about on my other channel about Alabama. They even got towns that they killed the black people in the South. I think it was Georgia or Mississippi, one of them, or North Carolina. It's one of those states. Um, they got jealous. So I make everybody look good because African Americans and Indians did great things. They got jealous because these black people um, had their own town, their own church, their own banks. It was like their little community. So the white people got jealous and practically murdered everybody in the town and houses and stuff. Their city is still there, but it's underwater, and people fish. They don't even know it's a whole town there. They filled up that area and made out of a big giant pond, so nobody wouldn't know that that was there, but it's there. And they in the other towns, so they got towns. I think it's Alabama, um, called African town. Those people are descended from a slave that came over on a boat. I talked about them and even gave people the captain of the ship. So if slaves wasn't already here, how come all this stuff keep popping up? They was brought here, and the Africans call Black Americans a kata. That means you descended from cotton pickers that pick cotton. It's an insult, but that's not nice to say about people that, like, even in the movie they show with Wesley Snipes. I think it was Sugar Hill. The African guy told him, "We can't do business with you." He said, "Why?" He goes, "Y'all are cotton." He said, "What is this word of cotton?" That means you descended from cotton pickers, people that pick cotton. That's a terrible thing to say to people. That's what they did, and that's why I wanted to share light on that subject and stuff like that. And but Jim Thorpe, he was a real person, and you can look him up and see what he left behind. And I'm gonna find out. I know he have relatives today because one of them ladies told me she met him. Not met him, but she was a relative. This was in Fox. I met her back in the '90s when I used to go there for the convention. It still happened. Now they changed it to the Green Corn Festival. Then they changed it back to Scomit. So the powwow is coming up this month, August. So I want to let people know about Jim Thorpe. And he did so help create NFL football. But they won't give him no credit, but they try to give it to Pop Warner, the coach of the Native American football team. He was a great coach, Pop Warner, but he also was a racist. I know he was, and he lied to save his own reputation. He wouldn't tell that. He already know that Jim Thorpe was getting paid to play baseball, and they didn't like that. So that's the reason that they stripped him of his medal. Medal. I think he did that because he was Native American, indigenous person. And before I go any further, if you like what I said, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm just trying to keep an open-minded perspective. And before I do anything else, I almost forgot I must give praises to the Most High, because without Him, nobody would exist. Even though people kill other people, they all gonna be dealt with in the most severe way. So that's all I have to say for now on that subject. Donada Wado. Talk to you later.